another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comfort together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling. And, hello. Hey. What's going on to all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, and my tea leaf readers, honey. What's your tea? What's your tea, honey? I hope you have all of your crumpets together because, my darlings, you know what time it is, honey. It is time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat. What's up, babies? It's one of those days. We had a nice little festive day. You know, I got out. I had to go get some ingredients because tomorrow we are preparing for the Pull Up and Praise event, honey, that we are doing. My car club, Passionate Riders Car Club, okay, LLC. We are doing our wonderful Pull Up and Praise event tomorrow. And this here for anybody, any car club or anybody who wants to come out and join us and just come out and fellowship. Instead of having a regular church service like most folks do, honey, this here is going to be a fellowship picnic. Not picnic, like cookout kind of celebration or whatever. We're inviting all car clubs to come on out. It starts at 11:30 and until it's going to be probably about 4 or 5 o'clock because everybody's going to be trying to go to other things because there's a number of things going on tomorrow in the car club world. So folks are going to come hit this, they go try to hit that and this, that, and the other. So we are inviting all of you who are in the Atlanta area to come on out. We're going to be up in Monroe, Georgia, right here on Youth Monitor Drive. That's not the right word. Anyway, we're going to be right there in Monroe at Christ Way Fellowship Church. Okay, where Pastor Ken Scandrett and his first lady, honey Marie, will be presiding over the events and carried on, as well as my co-host. You know, he's now Minister Lavelle Hayes and his wife, honey Naomi, aka Cupcake. They'll be there, and honey, we're going to come on out. We're going to have games and things. I'm going to bring the cards, but I'm not going to bring the after dark editions of the cards, honey. We're going to do probably relationship debates and self-care because these are church children, honey. So, we're not gonna get all we're not gonna get all that way about it, but we are going to have some fun and things. And so I've got to get up in the morning, I got to put the salad together, and I've been passionately suggested to bring salad and some macaroni and cheese, right? They love my macaroni and cheese, so that's cute, honey. So I got to get up. I'm gonna cook it in the morning, so it's nice, hot, and fresh. And get ready to take that on out there, child. Okay. So be that as it may, Okay, so we went to go do that, and then earlier, well, just before, if you did not catch my live, maybe about an hour ago or so, I went to the grand opening of the Cluster Radio Media LLC event, honey. Now, Cluster Radio Media, a guy's name is Daryl Davis, I believe that's what his card is saying, Daryl Davis. Okay, he's the owner and proprietor of this group, and what it is, he has provided space for anyone who wants to come in and utilize the facilities. In addition, he is also housing several different radio stations in the building. So we have a Hot 92.3 uh, that's there. That's old school and R&B music. We have WTTR radio, which is urban alternative. We have KMax.com, honey. That's the gospel station. We have uh wait a minute. This is Jordan Shade, honey. Yes. Oh, he's on Hot 92.3, but he does his own nightcapping thing, honey. It's cute. Okay. Uh we also have there was a couple other ones, and I don't have their cards here, but go to my Facebook page and look at the live that I did, honey. You'll be able to find out what's what. And I'm telling you, honey, I had just a fantastic time looking at the all of the radio shows and stations that were there, and really, 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 really having a fun time with the concept of what they are building over there, honey. And what I love about it, of course, too, is that this is a black man doing big things and carrying on. Why is this light giving me hell? Why am I feel like I'm in the dark, and the more I try to light up, it's not. There we go. Okay, that's a little better. Uh, I'm just in love with the content and carrying on that they are bringing, and I was telling everybody, I said, see, you have all these different radio stations here, to where they are under the same umbrella. They are a family up under Cluster Radio Media, but at the same time, they are in control of their own content. And being in control of their own content, see, that gives them the space to be competitive in the friendly way, but yet they're not competitive because each one of them are bringing in and reaching different demographics, right? Old R&B and classic soul. You got gospel. You got alternative hip hop, and I mean, the alternative then hip hop. That's the other one was they had a jazz station up in there, jazz beats around the world, honey. Okay. What else? There was another one up in there. Um, um, oh God, I can't think of other ones. And then they have Afro beats coming, and a rock station that's going to be coming there as well. So I was like, oh my God. They also have an in-house recording studio. So if you need to come in there and do vocals and things of that nature, you can rent out the station. They also have other areas to where if you're trying to do your own podcast, and they have several spaces where you come in there and rent those out and utilize the space to create your own, so that you can have a more podcast feel or whatever. They have engineers there. George J. Slade, honey, a Shade rather, J. Shade. Um, he's one of the engineers there, so that's ready to come in and help out with any of the recording or utilize the equipment so that they can make sure that your podcast goes and this, that, and the other. It is absolutely fantastic, and I'm having a real good time with. I had a real good time just being in that space. Um, and that there is that, honey. I had a very good time over there. So I thought we were going to be a little later than what we are coming in. But I was able to get what I needed done, and things of that nature. I'm waiting on Red to come up in here. Hopefully he's going to be able to come up in here and carry on and do what diddy, so that we can talk and chat and carry on, because I have a couple of questions up in here that I'm going to need him to come on in and um do the thing for me. Okay. You know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So say la vie. Yes. I'm sitting up here trying to tell him to go check the link, okay? Uh yeah, so that there. Uh we have also, let me say hello to LinkedIn. Tonight is our first time broadcasting over there on the LinkedIn site, and I'm having a good time with that over there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're gonna come in, if you're listening over there, that there is absolutely fantastic for us. Okay. We got the text today. I mean, the email is saying that before it used to be that they wanted you to have X amount of time or whatever the case may be, but LinkedIn went on and just opened up the arena for us, so we're able to broadcast over there. So we're now on all of my Facebook pages, on Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn as well. Okay. I need to get another device that I could be on my Instagram at the same time. Uh, but right now I need to find out how I'm going to do that, because when I bring you guys up and for my co-host and everything, they won't be able to see all that. They'll just be seeing me. But I want to be able to get it to where when I do this, we're able to have this on. And I think I just found a way. In my head, I got to see if it works that way. Okay, if I bring in the Twitter feed as a link, I wonder if that'll work, and I just pull it up, and then everybody can see everything. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud. Okay, so that there is that. Okay, so that there is that, and etc. etc. So let's get into this. Okay, wait a minute, let me go to the comments. Groove, okay, you are, yes, honey. Big Meech, why did last night's episode get taken down? I was going to download it, honey. Last night episode, it got blocked because they're telling me that something that I used last night in the show, it's a copyright infringement of somebody trying to take ownership, so they blocked everything. And so I'm going to have to go in and either take it out or, whatever. If you want to go to the YouTube page and take it off of YouTube, because Facebook, they get on my damn nerves with some of this shit, honey. And yeah, but I'm gonna have to go up in here to make sure that it did get dinged on Facebook, because the thing came from Facebook, but I got to see what it is. Okay, because I'm sure if they blocked it here, they're probably trying to put a copyright infringement over there, and probably not going to let me monetize it because of a copyright. But that's fine. Okay, the information that I was sharing, honey, it needed to be shared. So, and I know a lot of y'all would look at me funny and be like, okay, you tearing up your money, but I'm not making any money over there anyway yet. A lot of folks on YouTube and carried on. I don't do the salacious stuff and all that kind of, the kind of stuff that everybody likes these podcasts to do. I'm not one that gets all that kind of messy. So I don't have the zillion gazillion followers that carry on who's on my every word and things of that nature. Not yet. I'm just hoping that with the content that we provide over here with Dishing Tea, that we're able to generate or appeal to a different demographic, so that we can get the kind of numbers that the children want to see. But until then, I don't have a problem with them blocking stuff or saying that I can't monetize it if I feel it's important. If it's something that I can go ahead on and just take out or whatever, I will take it out so that I can, let the program still be up there. But if it's something that I believe is important and is a crucial part of the show for those who are coming in to review it, in the playback or something, then I will leave it there and I'll just take the hit and be like, okay, fuck it. It doesn't, that doesn't get to me like that. Okay. So go ahead on over to YouTube, darling, and see if you can catch it over there. I haven't looked at it to see if they blocked it over there yet as well. I have not. Okay. So be that as it may. Okay. Send me some macaroni and cheese and homemade buffalo wings over here. I ate my brownie bite an hour ago, and now I'm craving things, girl. Do they want one more station? I guess so, but you have to contact them, honey. I'll try to put some information your way. I could do one hell of an R&B because I know what doesn't get played and needs to. How about that? Okay. They took it off YouTube. That's the first place I went. Really? Okay. Well, wait a minute. Let me go. Okay. I'm gonna have to go look at that and see what's what with that. Okay. But in the meantime and in between time, uh, wait a minute, they took it off YouTube. Wait a minute, they should have took it off YouTube. They might have. They should have blocked it. But not. They should not have taken that off. But however, we're gonna look at that in a whole little minute, child. But let's get into today's show because I am looking to um I'm looking to see what's what. And oh, they did. Okay. 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 They did block it. Okay. I'm looking at my Gmail, honey. So yeah, they done blocked it over there too. And I need to see what it is. And see over here, they will tell me what is the problem. Okay. And yeah. Okay, yeah, they took that out. So I'm gonna have to trim that piece out. Yep, it's the Bayard Rustin piece up in there. And I played it because it's important to the show. But if it's completely blocked, I'm gonna have to take it out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take that piece out because I want that episode to be up there completely. Okay. So that's membership have its privileges, honey. If you don't catch it live, baby. If you don't catch it live, honey, that's what happens sometimes. Okay. So we have to take that piece out. And we'll go from there. Okay. So that there is of that. But let's get into the show. Thank you for that, Groove, because I did not think to go and check. See, this is why I need a staff because see, I don't be thinking to go and check this shit to make sure that everything is everything over here, right? But yeah. Okay. And it happens all the time. I'm always doing something over here that oh, they had interrupted the damn thing. Remember last night when I kept saying I saw a glitch? I'm like, what the fuck was I blinking for? Okay, that's why they had YouTube had interrupted the stream. Okay, I'm not crazy. All right, I knew I saw a blink. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But that's what it was because of that particular clip that I played off of YouTube, they wanted to give me fever. Okay, so be that as it may, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a way to get around a lot of this particular kind of stuff because everybody in their content, everybody, they think somebody trying to make millions of dollars off of their shit or whatever. And I'm like, I'm using you because I'm highlighting the story. Okay. You have it up here. If I'm live, I cannot play the stream and care. No, we put it in the show so we could talk about what the fuck it is. But now everybody got real sensitive about thievery and all that kind of jazz. And so it becomes very disheartening. You know what I'm saying? It becomes very disheartening and all of that. So I'm gonna have to find a way to redo all of that. But okay, thanks, Groove, for that. So I see what the hell is going on. If you just want the audio version of it, I can email you that because I know you like the audio, so I can email you the audio. We'll talk, okay? And in the meantime and in between time, darlings, let's get into this show because I'm going to say some things tonight that's going to be kind of controversial. No, not kind of. It's going to be because I'm going to come from a place that a lot of folks don't when they talk about this particular subject. Um, Today I said I titled today's show "Who Else is Going to Be Persecuted?" Okay, who else? Y'all know right now in the news, George Foreman is now the latest person to be held with allegations of sexual assault, they're saying rape, and et cetera, et cetera. And it's coming out now. This happened, what, some 40 some odd years ago. Okay. I'm going to say at least 45 because they're saying that the ladies are now in their 60s. Uh, and they're saying that George Foreman raped them. Okay. Um, they're also stating that when they were children, they met George Foreman through their fathers because they were sports fans and et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And I thought I heard right when they said one of the dads used to work for George Foreman. Okay. George has stood up and put up a statement out and said that, he categorically denies all of this and carrying on, that this is an extortion plot and et cetera, right? But I want us to look at something, okay? I want us to look at something because they're saying that this happened repeatedly. Okay, that this was more than once, and also, um, I'm looking at the time frame in all this. I had to breathe because I'm going to get into this. We always ask, why now? Why did y'all wait so long to say something? Okay. Why is it that, you know, we, the question always becomes, why is it that the victim is always the first one that you blame? Because we have a hard time believing that our heroes or sheroes in that regard have done this. And isn't it funny? We haven't heard any women from that particular era taking advantage of boys or no men at this time. We haven't heard of any strong woman who had power. Okay. Any allegations come out against women at this time, right? But I want to understand, number one, are we looking at the fact that these young girls who at the time had, the one girl is claiming that she met him at the age of 8. She's claiming that he groomed her, okay, as if he was preparing her to later have sex with her. I think she was like 13 or 14 or something like that. The other one was 15. And this had happened on more than one occasion. I'm going to read this from the USA Today. Red, I see you down. I'm going to bring you in here. In fact, let me pull you up. Well, finish eating first, and I'm going to pull you up. No, bring you in.
Look, go ahead before you read this. I'm gonna tell you this. Don't you find it funny the descriptive factors in each person they come out with this mess?
Okay.
Every time somebody secretly hit the billionaire mark,
Right.
That's past 500,000. He done sold so many George Foreman grills and got so much old money, he just slid past the radar. And that's what happened. Every time one of us slide past the radar, they say, hold up, wait a minute. Let me doggone brush this boy pockets right quick.
Right.
And that's what that is right there. Think about this. How many kids does George Foreman got?
Okay, what, 6 of them, I guess. All of them named George. Okay.
And Georgina.
And I was going to say that daughter named Georgina, honey. Right. Okay.
Now, do you honestly think a man of that stature that loved his kids and he was having a blast making his kids, wanted every one of them, is grooming kids.
Okay.
I'm telling you what happened. They checked them tax records and they feel like they found out that he sold $1 billion worth of George Foreman grills. And they said they don't have that. We
Child.
need that money.
So we pay people a lot.
Yeah, we pay people to lie. We pay lawyers to come in and idiotically, against any oath they ever took, take a law that's being pushed against somebody that's beyond statute of limitation.
Right. Okay. Let me. I'm gonna read this from. This is the USA Today, dated for August 24th. Okay, and it was updated on August 26th.
Okay.
Okay, 2 women have filed lawsuits against former boxer George Foreman, saying that he sexually assaulted them when they were minors in the 70s. The 2 women said Foreman had sexual intercourse with them when they were between the ages of 13 and 16, according to copies of the civil lawsuit filed Wednesday with the Los Angeles Superior Court. The women, now in their 60s and identified in the lawsuit by pseudonyms, are seeking damages for sexual battery and intentional infliction of emotional distress.
How long ago?
Foreman, 73, is not identified by name in the lawsuits, but the defendant is referred to as a professional heavyweight boxer who was born in or about 1949, defeated Joe Frazier in 1973, lost to Muhammad Ali in 1974, and will be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Quote, over the past 6 months, 2 women have been trying to extort millions of dollars from me and each from me and my family, Foreman said in a statement provided to USA Today Sports. They are falsely claiming that I sexually abused them over 45 years ago in the 70s. I admittedly and categorically deny these allegations. Adamantly and categorically. Quote, the pride I take in my reputation means as much to me as my sports accomplishments, and I will not be intimidated by baseless threats and lies. I am and always will be guided by my faith and trust in God. I will work with my lawyers to fully and truthfully expose my accuser's scheme and defend myself in court, end quote. One of the women was approximately 15, 16 at the time. Foreman allegedly sexually assaulted her, according to the lawsuit, which said that the women had, quote, no ability or legal capacity to consent to the aforementioned sexual acts, end quote. Foreman was older than 23 at the time. He allegedly sexually assaulted her in a hotel and an apartment in Los Angeles County, according to the lawsuit. The woman says she was the daughter of a boxing manager and longtime advisor to Foreman, and that she met Foreman when she was 9, according to the lawsuit. In one instance, Foreman threatened that if the woman didn't comply with him, her father would lose his job, according to the lawsuit, which said Foreman then instructed the woman to remove her clothes before he orally copulated her. The second woman says she was the daughter of an Oakland boxer, met Foreman when she was 8, and he started grooming her by taking her out for ice cream, according to the lawsuit. The sexual abuse started when the woman was 13 and included sexual intercourse starting at 15, according to the lawsuit, which said during the time of the alleged abuse of these women had no ability or legal capacity to consent to the aforementioned acts, end quote. The woman said the alleged abuse continued until she was 16. At the time of the abuse, Foreman was 24 years or older, according to the lawsuit. Both women have demanded a jury trial.
I got a question.
I hope I have an answer.
Where in the hell they been since they were 16?
Okay. I'm trying to understand.
Wait till you were 60 years old. You're gonna complain about somebody running the yard meet up and you sound like you bragging all your life. Now you realize it was wrong.
Look.
No, it's a mistake. And you don't want your parents to find out, so you pay somebody else.
Here's my thing, okay?
I'm 60
And
years old.
you're 60 years old now. You're saying that you're suing for intentional damage, emotional damage, and carrying on. And I'm gonna cry bullshit all day. And the reason why I'm gonna cry bullshit all day is because where is your father? Why isn't your father in on this? Is your father, has he passed on or something? Because see, you said that your father introduced you to him. Where was your father doing all of this? Because why is it that you still in this man's presence?
I got something for you,
I'm
me.
your dad.
Here's my call on it. Is your dad alive and broke?
Interesting.
Is your dad dead and gone and died poor, and you feel like he was owed something? You know what I'm saying?
Wow, died poor. Wow, now that's hot right there.
Did he die poor and you didn't even get no help?
Okay,
From
that
the because it wasn't his responsibility.
right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you angry because your dad is not, or your family is not in a wealthy or generational wealth position that George's people is in? And your dad was right there in the trenches with him because your dad didn't make proper financial decisions.
How about that?
So now, in order to recoup anything that you feel like is just owed to you because of the years that your dad was with him, allegations must fly.
Okay.
What else could it be? You're 60 years old. You really sound a damn idiot.
Okay.
What's wrong?
Dwayne.
Okay. Well, okay. Hold on. Let me do this because I want to make sure that because pride is not putting guilt on Foreman, but he is nowhere near a billionaire. He's far from broke, but not close to a billionaire. And I went to go look this up, and you may be right, Pride, because according to what is this net worth, wealthygorilla.com, they're claiming that his net worth is about 300 million.
Okay, now add 100 million. That's about it.
Okay.
Don't think they're gonna tell you everything.
Oh, right. Okay. So, all right. But in any event, here's another thing, and I say this all
300
the
million.
time.
That's a damn barbecue grill.
Here's something, and I say this often because every time I hear the word rape, especially when we talk about teenagers, okay. I was listening to the children over there with TGIF, Claudia and Al and Funky Dineva. Shout out to them, y'all. Hey, babies. I was listening to them, and the perspective has been from what Claudia was saying, when there were kids, they don't understand, the ramifications. And she's speaking from personal experience because she was sexually assaulted. And she said when it was said and done, she was like, I was in that stuck mode because I'm paraphrasing. Because she was like, she didn't really understand what it was or what just happened and what she was in that ambiguous state mentally. However, I'm going to say this. When it happened to her, I'm sure she was probably someone who wasn't sexually active at the time. So this is probably something new and all of that. Now, it's been debated about my life, and I told y'all before, I got turned out when I was 8 years old by my babysitter. Okay, female babysitter at that. Okay. So by the time that I was 16 and carrying on, when I knew that I was a predator against older men because I knew what I wanted. Okay. It was the chase. It was the fun. Because when I was in high school and I was the one who would follow the graffiti on the walls to have a good time, go here. and go to this public bathroom or get your dick sucked over there or whatever. I followed all that. So whenever I went to those particular places, I was the youngest thing in there. Okay. And so I knew what I wanted, and I knew, hell, I'm 15, 16 with 50-year-olds, and carrying on. Okay. And I knew that. Okay. I knew that. And I knew what sex was. I knew what I wanted to do, and et cetera, et cetera. When I went through the notions to seduce my play sister stepfather, okay, yeah, I seduced him. I told him about, which I did. I had a dream about us. And I told him about that dream, right? And in telling him about that dream, he was like, well, have you ever done anything like that before? I said, of course. And so that's what started our tete-a-tete, honey, which lasted for about a couple of years. Okay. And so I'm saying all that to say I am one of those precocious teenagers who knew how to utilize sex in a way to get what I wanted. Now, I never sold myself. I never extorted anybody for money and those kinds of things, because in my head, I wasn't a hoe. Okay. And so I felt that taking money and stuff like that would have made me a whore. And that's not what I was, And of course, I got shot down. Everybody was like, well, bitch, you doing it anyway. You might as well get the money. But for me, that just would have taken it to a whole nother level for me. But because of that, and I'm able to, and I even back then, I was able to rationalize and tell it and this, that, and the other, and all of these particular things. I'm still one of those precocious teenagers, and nobody ever looks at the teenager. What did they do? Because they always put all the onus on the adult. But you're the adult, you should have had control. And one of the things that we all know is this: with your body, if anybody touch you in that right way and get shit going, honey, what? Okay, it is human nature for us to continue on. If we to stop it abruptly, okay, and say, listen, get away from me, don't do this, and blah, 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 and they keep pursuing it. Because I know I've done this to folks, older men who said no, but they waited till they go to sleep, and I would give them a hand job in while they were asleep. We slept in the same bed where they get a hand job. Okay. So, and that's as a teenager. So in that regard, we don't look at teenagers and look at and we always want to say that, well, they don't know what they're doing. Lies, garbage, propaganda. Because listen, even when we were kids, okay, and I'm gonna say gay rumors, lies, okay, lies, garbage, propaganda, gay rumors, honey, and all kinds of internet fodder. Okay. But when we were kids and we had the after school specials showed us that white girls was always doing this, right? They was always using their sex to get the good grades. And if you don't let me pass this course, I'll expose you. I'll tell everyone. There was always that manipulation. That's when we were kids. So you talking about if they were showing us that when we were kids, in this generation now, where everything is exacerbated, we got everything on the internet and folks are getting real crafty and carrying on. Do you mean to tell me now we still don't have the wherewithal to look at this and say, wait a minute, let's look at this from another perspective? Because bitch, wait, I'm sorry.
There is no other perspective when you're trying to break the financial demise of somebody great. Like you said, he's going to be in a Hall of Fame, so let's shut that down before that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I get it. And one of the things too, because you always the folks are always saying, here we go blaming them. They probably couldn't come forward because of this. You talking about somebody in their damn 60s. Now let's talk about this. Okay. When the George Foreman grill first came out, he started making this money. Where were y'all at then? Because I'm telling you everything in my spirit is telling me that their fathers are no longer alive.
No.
Okay? And because their fathers have gone on to glory, now they feel as though they could do whatever because they don't want to bring any embarrassment to their fathers. Because that's the scrutiny right there. If you're telling us that your fathers introduced you to this man, where the hell was he at when you go into ice cream and shit? You talking about he groomed you. Where was your daddy at for you to say that he groomed you? Bitch, how did you get to that concept that he groomed you? Because see, now you're saying you're going in you're doing hindsight. You're telling this story from a position of I am here saying, okay, back then, yeah, he groomed me because he would do this. But back at that particular time, where was your daddy at? Where the fuck was how did you end up in this man's hotel room by your damn self without your father? And your father working for this man? Or was your daddy pimping you?
It's either that or it never happened.
What is this? You understanding? I'm having issues with this because now, like I said, who else is going to be persecuted? Because see, if we look at it, especially us as African Americans, okay, this ain't nothing new for us. We've been dealing with this kind of shit for the longest time. When Uncle Johnny or Uncle Clifford or somebody who was in the family was always looking at these little young girls and carrying on. They had the little secrets. When so and so had to go jump on Uncle Billy's best friend down the street and they caught him in the alley and kicked his ass for touching somebody. Okay, this is nothing new to us. Okay, this is nothing new to us. But what is becoming new is all this shit now. Here we are 60, 30, 40 years later, and now all of a sudden, we got to go and get retaliation. We got to go and say, okay, this is what happened. Where were you who I know you told somebody? If you didn't tell somebody, you wrote it down in a diary somewhere. Where are the receipts and the records of you dealing and processing this? Your husbands or husbands, if you got divorced or whatever, somebody would say, when we were married, she wasn't acting right or something. There was something there. She kept saying, she got a little beside herself. She would never talk about it, but I knew something. Where are those people? Where are those people? Okay? Because somewhere along the line of this story, somewhere in here, you fell apart somewhere to where the dots can connect.
Mitch, if you go to the people that's making the accusations, they need to pull psychological records on the people to see if they had any mental damage or emotional depression issues or anything from that throughout the years of their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to find out exactly how dysfunctional these people are.
Now, let's go here because let me go on the other side of the table, okay? Because I want to talk about what era this is, okay? You're talking about the 1970s, okay? Let's look at what George Foreman looked like back then in the 70s, okay? Wait a minute, I didn't put a picture up here. I'm find a picture. Let me find a picture of George Foreman in the 70s, okay? George Foreman, okay, in the 1970s, honey, okay, when he still had his afro and shit, okay, and was body beautiful and shit, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get a 1970s picture, honey. Everything I got him bald and shit now. I want a 1970, 74 picture. George Foreman, 1974. Okay. Ooh, perfect. Perfect, darling. I think I just found it. Perfect. Oh, okay. This is a torso picture. But okay, hold on. Let me share this. Let me share this picture. I'm gonna share the screen. Share the screen, honey. I ain't got to worry about the sound because I ain't got no sound. This is just a picture. Okay, share. George Foreman. Okay, y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look at this. This here is the epitome of what big black bucks were looking like. Because right here, shit, he and Jim Brown kind of look like they twins, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This here was who he was at that particular time. All right. You talking about between he won with Frazier and became the heavyweight champion, but then he lost to Muhammad Ali the next year. So he lost the belt. Okay. So you talking about at that time where the sex appeal was there, and you talking about at that time where groupies was still the thing, and his celebrity was at the peak when everybody throwing pussy and draws and everything at him. Okay, everything. Y'all saying that he groomed you. Why would he groom you when pussy was everywhere? Why? How? And you say that your fathers were there. Am I blaming them? Child, listen. If anything about this is true, now let's play that card because I don't want to seem as though I'm just jumping on them because what I'm tired of, I'm just sick of all of a sudden everybody old as fucking Methuselah and now everybody coming out of the woodworks. And then not only that you're telling your story, because I'm not saying the story shouldn't be told. What is happening is everybody want motherfucking money. Y'all coming out of the woodworks and saying that, oh my God, I need this, and oh, I've been suffering and all. Bitch, you done suffered for 45 motherfucking years. And now you claiming you need a coin? Where is the documentation of your suffering, honey? That's the problem that I'm having. Okay?
I think it's a team of lawyers. I believe it's a team of lawyers that sit around and put these things together.
Gloria Allred is one of them. You know, I can't stand that bitch. I can't stand her. I can't stand her. I can't stand her. Because I'm going to tell you, that this is going to sound that way. In cases like this, especially when they get very creative with the language, because I'm listening to the language of all of this. When they get creative, I hear the movie Devil's Advocate in my head. Okay? And I'm like, really? Really? So all of this is out of vanity because now you're trying to win a case of trying to prove a fucking point. That's what a lot of this comes to. It sounds like to me. Okay? Now, on the chance, I'm not going to say the off chance, on the chance, because we got a 50-50 chance here. On the chance that all of this happens to be true. Okay? I'm going to put this up with the R. Kelly shit because if this is true on George, then goddamn it, y'all need to go resurrect their daddies if they're not dead. I mean, if they dead, go resurrect them. If they're not dead, get them too. Because who were the team of people that allowed this to happen if y'all knew that these babies were 13, 14, 15, and 16 years old? Considering that all of the women that was at his disposal at that time, why would he fuck with teenagers?
Man, look, that's the same thing I said about the power position that Bill was in and the people that he kept in his company and presence. He didn't have to Mickey nobody.
Right.
I don't believe none of that mess, man. Like, here it is. You have to fight. You in a status in your life, in your prime, your careers, and you got to come up with savvy ways to get in and out your hotel room because somebody trying to sneak and be in your tub naked or laying in your bed naked before you get there, that you don't have a clue who they are.
Okay, you know what? Say that part one more time because you're going where I'm trying to go.
But you know what I'm saying? And when you at that part, that peak of your careers, even the beginning of your careers. I've been on the road and on tour before, and the women are waiting for you. They pay to be up in your hotel room when you get up in there. If they can't get to the actual celebrity, they get to the security, they get to the managers, they get to the producers. They get up in there, and at the end of the day, it's all about that notch on their belt that they slept with a celebrity or somebody in the entourage.
Okay.
So my thing is this: if they have a plethora of women in the world that's doing this, and it's a group for every celebrity, no matter what type of music, acting, or what you do, where's the part where you got to take it?
Right. 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 Okay.
Uh-huh. I just think, like the people who manage them, like when Don King have issues with fighters, right?
Right.
Don King is gonna make sure you got all the doggone fish that you want, and every color of the rainbow of fish you want. You know why? Because he's taking it out your pockets.
Right.
You
Right.
you can have 6 in the bed at one time and have 6 different nationalities doing everything you want done, and it might cost $3,000, $4,000, or whatever. He gonna hit you for 20, 30,
Right.
and tell
Right.
you, hey, that's the expense of humans. You know,
Right. Right. That's the game you play. Right. Right. Okay.
I don't get it with people, man. I don't know. And then, like in Kentucky, if I see a hot little 17-year-old, that dog gonna want to smash, and I'm single, and she got all this grown stuff going on or whatever, and she know what's going on. I ain't. Matter of fact, it used to be Kentucky is 14.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Georgia is 17, 16, 17. You can be emancipated at 16, 17. All that whining and crying and all that extra stuff in the maze about somebody, oh, somebody touched me or whatever. Kill yourself. I'm sorry, you grown as far as when it comes to the statutory rape.
Right. But
Kill
we
yourself
can't.
because guess what? Guess what? If you had a problem with it, it'd have been a fight. It'd have been somebody. They'd have marks on them.
Here's the thing, because when we talk about the age of consent, because that varies from state to state here. We talked about this before.
It does.
Okay, it varies from state to state. Okay, now everybody assume that the age of consent is 16, but I read somewhere. I think Alabama or somewhere the age of consent was 12. I think they amended that.
Yeah,
But
you got Kentucky and Alabama is the worst.
yeah,
Is the worst. I could literally go at my age and marry a doggone 12, 13-year-old girl with the consent of the family.
okay,
Now, what kind of mess is that?
exactly. Okay, here we go. Okay, wait a minute. Let me do this. Come on, give it to me now. Give it to me. Okay, I'm gonna do all 50 of these states, honey. Alabama, okay, no, Alabama 16, Alaska 16, Arizona 18, Arkansas 16, California 18, Colorado 17, Connecticut 16, DC 16. DC is not a state yet, honey. Okay. Delaware 18, Florida 18, Georgia 16, Hawaii 16,
Mm-hmm.
Idaho 18, Illinois 17, Indiana 16, Iowa 16, Kansas 16, Kentucky 16, Louisiana 17, Maine 16, Maryland 16, Massachusetts 16, Michigan 16, Minnesota 16, Mississippi 16, Missouri 17, Montana 16, Nebraska 17, Nevada 16, New Hampshire 16, New Jersey 16, New Mexico 17, New York 17, North Carolina 16, North Dakota 18, Ohio 16, Oklahoma 16, Oregon 18, Pennsylvania 16, Rhode Island 16, South Carolina 16, South Dakota 16, Tennessee 18, Texas 17, Utah 18, Vermont 16, Virginia 18, Washington 16, West Virginia 16, Wisconsin 18, and Wyoming 18. Okay. Okay. So that's the age of sexual consent in the United States.
Now, you
And
know, I wonder how many people watching, trolling, listening, that is in the doggone midst of picking their chin up off the table.
okay. Now this is as of August 13th, 2016. And this is coming from the Barnett, Howard, and Williams law firm's website. Okay. So these are lawyers saying this. Okay. Now I figured that damn what's the name had been amended for Alabama, because I know at one point I read 12, but I knew they had been amended. Okay.
Hey, Georgia, did you listen to everything you said? Georgia 16.
Right. Georgia 16 and Michigan 16. Okay. You Chicago, you Illinois. Illinois is 17.
Yep.
Okay. Nikki, she's Philly, that's Pennsylvania, they 16. But here's the ticket. Okay. We talk about what the legal age of consent is. Okay. However, if you're older than 16, if you got that whole statutory rape shit comes if the person is at least 4 years older than you, because you're not legally an adult. But if I can say I legally said yes, how in the fuck is it statutory rape?
It's not. It depends on the person who's catching the allegations.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, what you say? Maryland age of consent is 16. Hell no. Time to call my local politicians to get that changed. Hey. Okay, I thought Texas was 18. Hey. Okay. Okay. So listen, this is why, you know, when we talk about this kind of stuff, and again, I'm coming from the era and the sense of me being the 14, 15, 16-year-old who went after adults because I wanted adults. And I knew what it was. I knew what I was doing. Okay, there was no, oh, you don't know what's going on kind of shit. Oh, you were too young to understand. I knew how to nut. Okay. I knew that's what, and I was going after that particular feeling. Okay, I knew what that was. Okay, so if you don't run. Shit, don't run. Because at that particular time, especially when we got folks who end up having kids, because all this same age range or whatever, if they fucking and having kids, you're old enough to tell them they know about having children, but they ain't old enough to know what sex is or what.
I don't want to hear none of that.
That's not making sense.
You got babies.
And this is
girls in Chicago dropping babies at 13 years old, going to an alternative school while they're pregnant.
Right.
Had a baby, they jump right back into 8th grade.
Right. Okay. And they did that by somebody who was 15. So it's not like we ain't gonna call it, oh, they were raped and touched by, they got turned out. And see, and now, okay, now let's go there. Yep. Because the whole thing of that, you know, on the alphabet side of this thing, because now you turned him out, and you turned him gay. Ain't nobody turned nobody's shit. It was already there. They became prey because everybody thought you saw the little feminine child. You saw this little feminine child. That's why you did it, because they were little sissies and knew that who they gonna tell. Okay, who they gonna tell? Right? That's what you, and I still have yet to hear I want to see men go attack these women, all these older women and carrying on Hollywood types. Let's go. Let me listen. We're gonna do this fair and gonna tell this. That's what I said. Who else is going to be persecuted? Because if we're finna play this Me Too thing, if we're gonna play this Me Too thing, let's be completely and totally honest with this damn thing. Because everything about this is all about the time of the era that we lived in and carrying on. Listen, what about our grandparents and stuff from the 50s and carrying on when they were in the workplace? This is how come sexual harassment became a thing, because in the workplace, it was okay for the boss to pat his secretary on the ass and violate her. This is why the laws became the laws, because the folks been doing this all the damn time. So now, because these children got a little bit of coin with them, now we want to expose them and then get money for it.
That's all about what, like we just did. That they looked up and seen what the man was worth, and I thought, hey, I might be able to get a doggone $250,000, $500,000.
Okay, here we go. What about some over there? These churches having older men in their 60s married younger girls. Okay, but they married. So everybody's gonna look at them because they married them, honey. Nobody's gonna see that's statutory rape or any kind of sexual impropriety. Okay, because they married them. You understand? Right now, hell, let's go back to Anna. What was her name? Anna, and the oh God, what's her name, child? The white girl, Anna Nicole Smith. That's it. Okay, when she sat up there and married Gargamel, child.
Okay, look, stop this.
What? Everybody looked at that. That man was what? He was what, in his 70s or something, and she was what, 20 something.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Why is it a lot of that, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as a 19-year-old boy get with a 70, 80-year-old woman, it's national news.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm telling you, if we're going to expose this thing for what it is, and we're going to talk about sexual crimes, sexual improprieties, and we're going to talk about sexual assault and all those kind of things, then we need to pull the rug out from over that big old lump that you got under the carpet of dust and talk about it for real, because there are many different sides to this thing, and there's sides that we refuse to look at. That's a come. I'm big on this as far as that teenage element of it, because I was one of them teenagers. So, honey, no, and I was one of them on the fun side of it. I wasn't trying to expose nobody or extort anybody for coin or whatever. That wasn't in my nature to do that. Because hell, if it had been, child, I'd have been further off than where I am now. Okay.
Yeah.
But all right. Okay. I done got hot with that one, honey. Oh. That one is just in my crawl. But let me do this. I'm gonna switch gears, honey, because this time I'm gonna play y'all something. Did I put it in here? Damn it. Oh, I'm so late at times, child. I'm gonna play something, honey, that I think has been taken out of context. And I don't usually support this man, but there's good in everybody. Okay, there's something good about everybody. Whether you like them or not, there's something good about everybody. And in this particular case, the internet blew up and they blew up and they blew up because of a statement that he made that I think was taken out of context. I'm going to play the entire Well, the 1 minute and 11 seconds of this, and then we get into it.
And Jesus forgave. And what's so great about it, when Jesus was headed to the cross, when he was bearing his cross, think of every angel in heaven was so upset with us down here, what we were doing to the Holy One. They could have came down here and destroyed us all. And Jesus said, no, I got this. And he sacrificed for us. And that's what I said. That is the ultimate price anyone can pay. Amen. And I remember after I left the hospital, Pastor Tony Evans is my pastor that was in Dallas. And he had me to speak in front of 1,500 ministers. And I told them, I said, I'm never going through anything my Holy Father had gone through. And I said, if I have a mental problem, Jesus Christ must have a mental problem. And they ain't like that. And because, they got that doctorate as well. And, I do have an honorary doctorate, which is the same thing, I reckon. But anyway, they told me you have to suffer trauma to go through mental problems. I said, Jesus Christ was nailed to a cross. Is that not a lot of trauma? So I said, there's nothing that you're going to go through that Jesus hadn't gone through.
All right. And we are back. Oh, I had to go pour me some libation, honey. This is just some Gatorade, child. Oh. But we're back. So let's get into this, honey. I came across this on the net. I'm always fishing for stuff and trying to see what's going on in the world and carrying on, right? And I came across this particular clip that says, Herschel Walker said that Jesus had a mental problem. And it stunned me, right? Of course. I'm like, well, what is this? And so I went to go try to see what they were talking about. And so someone had put the link up. This is a Twitter link. And when I listened to this, I said, wait a minute, honey. Now, this ain't so bad. Okay. I think they just took this out of context because he is who he is. And all they heard was Jesus had a mental problem. Okay. And if y'all listen to that correctly, okay, he explained it. Okay. If you're telling me that in order for someone to have a mental problem, they have to have gone through some kind of trauma, and et cetera, well, then he said, well, didn't Jesus experience the most heinous trauma there was to be nailed to a cross, according to how it's being taught? So if that's not trauma, then what is? And if you're saying that mental illness or mental problem come from those who experience trauma, then that means that Jesus had a mental issue. Okay? And so I'm like, okay, I don't see a problem with this. But child, the children, when what? When you mad at somebody or when you don't like somebody, honey, any and everything that comes out of their mouths, honey, becomes picked apart and scrutinized simply because you just want the world to know, I can't stand this motherfucker. Okay? Okay, you want the world to sit down there and be on your side. We come up with all kinds of conspiracy theories about it, and all of that. So why is it that we do that to one another, honey? Why is it that we go through all of this, the yin and the yang of all of this? And think that it is supposed to satisfy or codify something in the ethers, actually, we really try to codify the statement to be truth, or at least codify our commentary about it as truth. Okay. And that this is really what's going on, and et cetera, except for it being an opinion. We don't never codify opinions and say, okay, this is, my take on it is this or whatever. And it's interesting that when we have takes on something, if we disagree with it, instead of us saying, oh, I don't know if I believe that, or don't know if I agree with you. Oh, that's interesting. I learned how to do that when I was in high school, honey. To say, oh, interesting. Okay. Because I listen, we went to the Attic Theater, honey, when it was up and running. It's no longer. And they did the play called Of Mice and Men, right? We had just did that play, a snippet of it in our high school, right? And I played Lenny. And I did not like necessarily the characterization that the actor who played him gave it, right? Oh my God, I didn't like it. Okay. And when I stood up, my question was kind of harsh as a 15-year-old. And I told him that, well, we're from Cody High School, that we were the first to do this in 15 years. And now that you're doing it, I'm just curious about your interpretation of him because, and all this that now that he decided that, in the script, it was saying that he was clever and, all that kind. I didn't agree. Okay. I just didn't agree. And so I got blessed out by my instructor at the time. He was like, oh, you came down on him, right? As like one of the evil critics and carrying on. And I was taught that whenever I, am puzzled about something or find something that, can spark conversation or debate or a little controversial, to say that's rather interesting. Okay. Your portrayal was rather interesting. Okay. So that became my running joke for a while. Interesting. Okay. So so instead of us learning how to say that, and move on, we always argue and fight to be right or want to make sure that you tell the other person that they're wrong. Okay. And so in this particular case with Herschel Walker, I just think that the statement of Jesus having a mental illness or mental problem, however it is, however it's termed, is just taken out of context because, okay, no one went past that and listen to his explanation and see how he derived that particular conclusion. It's all taken out of context in this particular case. And y'all know Herschel is Herschel, honey. Paula, he's a wonderful man. I've met him on several occasions, honey. He's a cool dude, as a dude. I don't necessarily agree with not necessarily. I don't agree with his politics or whatever, But then again, I only know the politics that's been commercialized. I've never sat down with him on any kind of intimate level, and discuss things out and carrying on. Now, his son, now that queen child is ridiculously insane, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, she's gay as hell, but doesn't identify with the LGBTQ community. So, so she's trans hetero, honey. Okay. She's a trans heterosexual, honey. That bitch is gay as shit, but don't identify with the LGBT community, honey, because she's figured that there's an interview of her up on the Do Why Diddy on YouTube, honey, with Bob the Drag Queen, honey. Y'all go check that out with what's that child's name? Christian Walker. Go check that out up on YouTube with Bob the Drag Queen, honey. Y'all get to understand kind of where the hell that child is coming from in some regard, honey. I want to bring her on here, but I couldn't muster her because I've been called her a whole bunch of bitches. It would just be me naturally doing it because she'll say some foul ass shit they'll be like, girl, bad. Okay, girl, bad. Okay. So be that as it may. Y'all done got quiet on me. Don't get quiet now. Okay, what y'all think about that Herschel thing, honey? Okay. Because I think it's out of context. This time it's out of context. Okay. Nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing the right thing on this one, honey. Okay. And everybody just ready to pounce because it's Herschel and Herschel said it, and y'all think he dumb as a box of rocks and carried on. And for him to say something like that, the Christian community, I know, just went up. Okay. And things that I share back. Okay. So what are we gonna do, church? What are we going to do about all of this? Let's talk. Right? Okay. And let me do this. What you say? Herschel Walker's comments were taken out of context. Okay, so you agree. Okay. Christina Williams. Can have several seats. Okay, Miss Christina. Okay. Yes, Christina. Okay. Yes, child. Yes. I'm gagging. Girl, you just did that for me. Okay. You just did that for me. Okay. Praise the Lord. Okay. Praise the Lord. Okay. So now, let me do this. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, no, when I write the show up, child, I give it to y'all, but I'm trying to go from memory what I said I want to talk about, right? I know the Herschel Walker thing was big. Was, because why do we do that? Why do we always jump and take stuff out of context? Okay, for the sake of doing something. Okay, for the sake of having discussion, for the sake of is it for that sake that we want to be a part of a conversation? Is it because you heard it wrong? Perhaps, you know how you have to sit down there, but could you repeat that? Because I heard that wrong. Okay, that's not making sense. It didn't ring, in your head. Or are we just, gluttons for looking for answers or attention and conversation to stuff that really, okay, wow. Just wow us, and we're in this particular state of what? Okay, yeah, I can't even put it into words because it's like, okay, it's an emotional reaction, mostly out of anger or annoyance. Oh, I like that. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Okay, 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 I like that. I like that. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay, let me do this because I haven't done this in a little minute. I will wait until the end of the show. I'm gonna take a little break. Wait a minute. Let me erase this because I don't want to mistakenly play this and they try to block my shit again. Oh, let me take this one down too because I got a thing for that. Yeah. Let me take a small little station identification break. Okay. And then when we come back, I want to talk with you guys about a couple of issues that came across my desk. And one is they're both relationship issues, but one was in a gay group, and the idea was about fetishes, your fetish or your kinky side or whatever, and how to communicate that. The second question was, I believe this guy is heterosexual because he said, why is it that we're always looking for young men to always make better choices when it comes to women, but yet they don't have the life experience? You're talking about young, it's 20, what have you not done with black women or whatever in order for every time we have conversations, they say make better choices? We're going to get into those two questions when we come back, okay? And let's talk about it because yeah. All right. Be right back. Angelo Ellerby, the Henry Higgins of hip hop, is the founder, president, and CEO of Double Exposure Media Relations. Double Exposure Media Relations is a full-service public relations, marketing, and artist development firm specializing in publicity, photography, artist promotion and artist development, makeup artistry, event production, and EPK development. Celebrating over 45 years in the industry, Angela believes that a culture that does not take care of nor respect its artists is a culture that leaves nothing behind to appreciate. Let Angela help you make dollars and cents of the entertainment industry. Contact Double Exposure Media Relations at 201-224-6570. That's 201-224-6570.
What's up, everybody? Eric Buckner here. You know Miss EB, Young Easy, Eric Buck, all that good stuff. Anyway, I'm here to kick it with y'all about this little podcast I've been doing. You know, I talk trending topics. I talk about the stuff we as people need to talk about. I talk about some things, actually, that people kind of want to shy away from, because we got to have these discussions, folks. That's how we get better. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, hold on. Yeah, so anyway, you know, I do it Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. You can check it out on Facebook, on YouTube. You know, it's a good show. I say get into it. Yeah, you want to know the name of the show? You said, hold on. Hey, you, get off my lawn. Yeah, anyway, that's the name of the show, by the way. Get Off My Lawn. Check it out, Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. Let me go handle this.
How you all doing? My name is Jason Pander, and I'm the CEO and founder of B Condoms. Today, I'm about to give you a demonstration to show you why B Condoms are the strongest condoms in the market. There's nothing better. What we're going to do today is I took one of our Platinum XL condoms, we're going to put it over a cucumber, and what I'm going to show you is that we can cut through this cucumber without actually breaking the integrity of our condom. Now you can see I put the condom over this cucumber. I'm going to take a knife. We're going to now cut through it. Now, keep in mind, all condoms are not able to do this. This is something special, all right? Our condoms are pH friendly for the women, all right? They're vegan friendly, they're organic. We don't have any of the toxins that you'll find in other types of condoms, like the caseins, the glycerins, the glutens, any of those. That's why our condoms are odorless and they're tasteless. So what you now saw was, voila, all cuts through the cucumber. Now watch this. Take some water, open it up. No holes. This is what you get when you purchase a B condom. The best quality on the market, black owned, and make sure to protect the culture with B condoms. Nothing's better. Thank you. Jason Panda tapping out.
Hey, you want to be a part of God's plan? Look at this angel. That's right, the shine, the sheen. You can only get that at Royal Extensions. Hit us up at Royal Extensions, www.royalextensionsatlanta.com or IG Royal Extensions 20. If you want to have the same thing as God's plan, you get it right here at Royal Extensions.
All right, and we are back. Okay, all right. So let's get into it. I'm going to read you the question. Okay. His name is Marcus Carruthers, and this is in one of my Facebook groups called Hood Films Only. Okay. And he says, there's a wave of older black men with podcasts and internet followings, passport brothers clubs, etc., that are advocating for younger men to make better choices in women. My question is, why? What have so many men experienced with black women that have them so tired in 2022? Many can argue and give these men demeaning, respectful names, but apparently something has happened here, and I'll be the first to say I'm curious to what is happening right now. Okay? So, before I give y'all my take, because I responded to that, okay? And I said, wow, this is a fascinating conversation to bring here. Because oftentimes, we have that the generational gap and carrying on where the older generation trying to drop science or trying to school you on whatever's going on. And yes, the knowledge is there and the wisdom is ever present. At the same time, I think sometimes we don't take into consideration, I'm talking we as the older generation, we don't take into consideration the times that we're living in. Okay. We don't take into consideration that the way things are being done now, we at one point in time they were not done that way. Okay. Now whether we agree with it or not, this is the times that we're living in, right? So now as a gay man, when it comes down to the dating pool or whatever, I think the stakes are still the same, as far as the advice and carrying on, because a lot of us are telling young kids or whatever, okay, listen, you need this and this and the other. But what is happening is the younger generation don't have the same point of reference that we do. Let's take HIV/AIDS as the focal point for this part of the discussion. My generation, honey, we were right there at the forefront of it. So we knew what it was when you got it and was dying off. And if you were told you had it today, 2 weeks later, you were dead. Okay. We have that point of reference. Okay. Now, to have an HIV diagnosis, honey, it's not a death sentence anymore, honey. Everybody could get, the medicines have dramatically improved. Okay. Folks are now living much longer, healthier, thriving lives or whatever. Okay. To say they have HIV right now, honey, is to say it's similar to saying, oh, I got diabetes. It's something that's controllable, it's manageable, and carrying on. As long as you're taking care of yourself and doing what you need to do, it's not a death sentence. Okay. And this generation, this is what they're experiencing. Okay. And now that we have PrEP and carrying on, folks are feeling like, oh, well, I just take the pill, honey, and I can't get it. So now we have a whole nother way, a whole nother mindset, okay, that we didn't have at our age, okay, when we were their age, okay. So to disseminate information on how to navigate your way, make better choices, and carrying on, where does that come from? Because oftentimes I think we just throw information out there without paying attention to the person we're talking to. Now I know with my kids, because I know I'm a mother of a house. With my kids and carrying on, they come up in here and it becomes a discussion piece, right? What done happened? Okay, give me what happened. And most of the time they know I'm not gonna like it. You done fucked around with somebody who I know I ain't gonna like. I'm not. And I try to be open-minded about it, but most of the time, honey, I do not like their choices and who they plan to sleep with. Okay, but I can get over that, right? But now, if I'm seeing you making the same kinds of choices and you claiming you want something better, then it becomes, okay, let's sit down and let's examine what it is that you're doing. Because you say you want to do this, but this is what you end up doing, and blah, 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 blah. So when we talk about making better choices, that there becomes, the whole idea. But I think sometimes, folks want to just hear themselves talk because they're older. And a lot of folks are under the guise of, because I'm older, I'm right. Not necessarily so. Not necessarily so. Okay. So what are your thoughts on that? Let me read you my response that I gave him. Okay. Because my response was this. Let's look at this current culture of internet, social media, and reality TV mindset. Young women are so independent till they taunt men and don't want anything to do with the brother unless he's about that life. Okay. Many of the traditional values of working hard, providing for a family, partner in relationship, and not being dictators is not celebrated anymore. Women are not feminine, and they're usually matching a man's masculine energy, and they wonder how he sees her as one of the guys. On top of all of that, women are not honest. Men are not honest with themselves and get caught up in situations that brings about discussion, ridicule, scorn, and judgment into their worlds. With our world identifying with poly relationships and such, folks are not being taught basic fundamentals of creating and sustaining wholesome relationships, platonic or romantic. And those who are attracted to trans women have thrown a monkey wrench in the game because of the dynamics of what that entails. Okay, so that was my response to him. And he says, wow, that's thought provoking. Okay. But I tend to send that because when we're talking about young black men in this culture, where my straight folks at? Pride, you still up in here? Come on up in here and talk to me. Because I need to hear that, because when we're talking about the dating pool or whatever, everybody, you know, we are in such a state now, and it's just humanity. Nobody wants to be alone. You know, everybody feels as though we got to have somebody in our lives or whatever, and most of the time, you know, we end up settling for something so that we're not alone, or so we can have the story with our friends, or not the fifth wheel whenever we go out and about. Right. And so because of that, you know, when it comes down to making these choices, you know, how come women this or how come women that? Well, honey, did you take time to get to learn them? I say this to all of my gay friends too. How is it that you're in a situationship, okay, when you thought you was in a relationship? Okay, how are you guys relating? What are you relating on? You understand? What is the relationship about? Okay. Did you get a chance to understand who this person is? You know what I'm saying? Did you take time to learn who the person is? Oftentimes we don't do that. We jump because we get shown attention or affection or whatever, and we leap. Okay. Like a sponge does to water. If you put a dry sponge, child, and put it down in some water, what happens? That bitch start to expand because she start to suck up all the water. Okay. And a lot of times that's what happens. You get wet, you get moist, and then you expand, honey. And thank God you're not gremlins, honey, so you don't multiply that quickly. Okay. You know? So, yeah. Why is it that, you know, we end up settling oftentimes? You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, we got to have a bleeding heart story. Somebody got to sit down there and play the violin somewhere, honey, so we could have that, oh, my man did me wrong. Oh, this bitch state and shit. You know, we got to have that particular story so that when everybody sit around and tell their stories, honey, if we don't try to one up them, honey, you can say, oh, I relate, child. That happened to me too, child. Oh, you know, we get there. So when it comes down to dating and carrying on or making better choices, what is it that mean for you? When somebody tells you you need to make a better choice in who it is that you're dating, what does that mean to you? Yeah, put that in the comments. What does that mean to you? Somebody, particularly somebody that you trust. Let's start with that. Someone that you trust who comes to you and say, listen, let's do this because, you know, you really need to make better choices with who it is that you're trying to do. What is it that you want to do in your life? Who you want to bring into your world and into your life. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay. All right. That's my key, right? I got one more. And then I'm going to let y'all go. The other question is, for those of y'all who are freaky deaky, okay, you got all these particular kinks or fetishes or whatever. But what about those of you who are into things that goes against the norm? Okay. Those of you who are into stuff that most folks will look at you and probably want to cast you to hell. You know, probably want to grab their crosses and say, "You need Jesus," those kind of things. Why is it that we cannot express ourselves in that regard with people who we love and adore? Okay, wait, no, let me rephrase that. Not love and adore, but why is that we cannot express our kinks and carrying on if we're trying to find relationships? Let me do it that way, because I'm gonna find where I have commented. And I want to I'm gonna read this and get your thoughts on this as well. Okay. Where is it? 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 Okay, where is it? Where is it? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find it. And I think I just got it. Yep, I got it. No, wait a minute, wrong one. Huh. Yeah, wrong one. I clicked on the wrong do-I-diddy. Hold on. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Here we go. Okay. Here is the question is simple. Okay. The topic is fetishes. It says, why do some black gay men who enjoy sexual things that society finds nasty or abnormal or weird won't do? What won't do what they like behind closed doors? I had to get there because there was a typo. I'll reread that. Why do some black gay men who enjoy sexual things that society find nasty or abnormal or weird won't do what they like to do behind closed doors? I have many fetishes I enjoy, and I let my potential partners know if they are not into it, we are not a match. What say you? Okay. What say you? Okay. Now, again, this here is from my alphabet children. This is specifically for black gay men. And I know oftentimes that when we talk about fetishes and things of that nature, that becomes cultural. Okay. Because even when it comes down to fetishes and things of that nature, talking about sex and this, that, and the other, there's certain things that black folks do that we say, oh, that's white people shit, right? And when you find out that black folks are into some of that shit, it's like, really? It throws me, 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 honey. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm trying to make sense of it, but then again, maybe I don't want to, because there's nothing about it that makes sense. Okay. I am not into excrement play and carrying on. There's nothing about that is sexy. Nothing about that makes any sense to me. And when I saw that black folks was into that shit, honey, literally, I was like, oh, dear God in heaven, why? Okay. And I've always wanted to get someone who really is into it to explain it. Okay. Explain it to me. If you are explaining it to me, if I'm a potential mate of yours or whatever, explain that to me, because you want to play. Okay. And the thing of it is that trying to express yourself, in all of your expression, that you're trying to date and carry on, and that's something that is really a part of you. And your potential partner's like, oh, hell no. Then that becomes like, okay, now, in the dating pool, now, it's already, a close-knit circle. It done got even tighter, because now I have this extra thing about me, that a lot of folks may not be into. You understand? And so what is it about you guys? Okay, look at your own lives and look how you like to play sexually. If you're not already in relationship, how difficult is that for you when you're trying to find a partner, or what? Because most of the time, here's where it is. Oftentimes, if you are into some shit, honey, that most folks ain't into, most of the time you're not partnered, are you? You end up going to the places where you can have that particular thing done and say, okay, I'm caught up in the moment because I'm having fun. and then you end up going home by yourself. This was my answer to him. I said that partially, but this was my response. I said fetishes are very personal and are shared with those we trust so that the sexual experience is most fulfilling. I do believe that oftentimes folks only share them when they are on the prowl and are looking for a good time right now. So they may frequent uh, those establishments where they know they can find such a time. In sharing with a potential long-term partner, it becomes a bit shaky because people do not handle ridicule or rejection well, and to have what you like secretly be thrown in your face as a taboo or nasty, and oftentimes, if not at all, it's done, if not all times, it's done very negatively. It's something no one wants to continue to experience. So folks stay quiet. Or the other side of that coin is having to deal with the public scrutiny once someone you shared your fetish with tells the world, and you have to defend yourself against the backlash. Okay. So boom. Okay. So what are your thoughts, honey? Y'all put that in the comments and carry it on, and see if you could take this discussion into your own personal circles or whatever. Okay. What is it that you think is the tea with that? What do you think that is, honey? Why? Okay, why is it that we claim we want to be honest in relationships and carry it on, but yet we have this secret thing? You say you don't want nobody cheating on you, honey, but you say, okay, I'm not into that, but I'm still okay. That's something I'm not into. But then you give them carte blanche, or do you give them carte blanche to go out and do that part with somebody else? Okay, there's some people who do that. Okay, I'm not into that, but because I can't fulfill you, I'm gonna let you go and find those who are into that. Okay, really? So now the relationship is not the same anymore, is it? Okay. So what happens? How is it that we rectify those particular situations? And the post was saying, if we're not if I tell you what my fetishes are and you don't like that or whatever, then we're not a match. So now what happens? Because now I'm trying to partner with you and give my everything to you, but I can't give you all to me because you don't want it or won't accept it. Then what? You know, then what? Now here's the flip side of that coin. Now they're expecting you to accept all of them. Would they accept all of you? Would they accept all of you? Huh? That's the big question. That's the big to do. The big to do. Okay. So y'all put that all in the comments and carry it on, and y'all get together. Let's keep that discussion rolling. Let's keep it busy. Let's keep it popping at things, because y'all done got quiet on me yet again, honey. I think what, when I have these kind of topics or whatever, I think a lot of times y'all sit back and y'all listen, because I think when we have thought provoking things, I know y'all like to sit back and to get into it, because I know you're thinking, and that the questions and things, you're going to take this conversation and share this with others. But in order to get it started, y'all like, subscribe, and to share this particular video, share it with everybody, so that it can give you a reference point to what it is you want to talk about. But yeah, I'm gonna shout out two things, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. I just found something very new today. This is called Chronic Killer. Okay, KRONICKILLER. Chronic Killer. Okay, kills all chronic odors, it says, right? And the gentleman here, honey, I had his business card and things, but he's chronickiller.com, I do believe. Okay, this here, child, you see what it says? Fruit Loops, baby. This shit here, he said, smell which one you like. I said, oh, okay, that's that. And he got a vanilla strawberry one that was oh my God. And he had another one that was a coconut oil and something else, and that was groovy. But baby, he pulled this out, and I said, damn, this made me want to eat. Okay, Mook, what's going on, baby? So I want to shout him out because he has his own oil like me, but this here is an air freshener. He does air fresheners because you can burn this or you could buy it in the little spray bottle. And I like to spray this. I think I might put this in the car too. But it's their Fruit Loops and it smells just like the damn cereal, child. Now I'm gonna go bunch this honey and find out how in the hell he did this, child, because this here is everything. But your Chronic Killer, honey. Y'all go check that out. And listen, y'all know I talk about True Laundry Detergent. I think I did this yesterday as well. When I talk about my laundry detergent, the black-owned laundry detergent, they have done dryer sheets for their fabric softener. They had it in the liquid, but I don't do liquid fabric softener because I always miss the rinse cycle and carrying on. I fuck up my shit. But they have the dryer sheets available now, children. The dryer sheets are available. So y'all go and find out about True Laundry Detergent. Go Google it and go to the website and carry on. You can find the dryer sheets as well. I'm waiting on my order to get here, honey, because I can't wait. I got laundry. I haven't done laundry in a while, so it just piles up behind my bathroom door, and now I can't open the damn door. You can't open it because there's so much. So now I got to go, and I got to do all this damn laundry and carry it on so I can have the clothes clean because I'm going to do a giveaway, honey. I'm giving that stuff away to one of my car club members, some stuff that I'm sure he will enjoy. And it's that time. I've got to start pulling myself together because I've been in a slump for the last couple of years, and I've really got to pull it together. Okay, I've got to pull it together because the shit is getting out of control, and the more that it's spiraling, the more I sit back and watch it. I'm like, damn. And if this was somebody else, and I have to look at it, like, if this was somebody else, I would have started and kicked them in their ass and, did this and that. So now I had to take those same techniques and do it to myself so that, and get drunk. How you drive and go get drunk? What you talking about, get drunk? How you going to drive and get drunk?
I'm going to pee before I come home. That's the trick. And you got to eat chocolate. Tell your listeners that. Well, I'm just going to get my clothes.
You're supposed to eat grease.
Chocolate has grease in it.
Something greasy. And it's dark chocolate, child. Oh, anywho. And that's depending on what it is that you drank, honey. The sweetness of that don't mix with everything.
Yeah, not that dark shit.
No, bye. Anywho, child. Be that as it may. That's Alabama, honey. He went to go do some of his laundry at his friend's house. So now he taking my car to go get the shit. Talking about he can't get drunk driving my shit. No. Okay. Anywho. Be that as it may. So there was all of that, honey. You guys, like, subscribe, and share. I'm rambling right now, so let me shut up because when we start rambling, honey, that means okay, I'm talking entirely too much. And I got a little peckish, so I'm finna go fix me something to eat. I need to rest up because I got to get up in the morning. I got to make the salad. I got to do the macaroni and cheese, and get ready for Pull Up and Praise, honey. Again, I'm gonna show y'all the flyer one more time. The Pull Up and Praise flyer for those of you who are in the Atlanta area. Y'all come on down. Pull on up and get your praise on, honey. And it's Youth Monroe. Yeah, they got monitor. I thought so. It's Youth Monroe Road. Okay, Youth Monroe. They got monitor. Youth Monroe Road in Monroe, Georgia, honey. We're going to be at Christway Church. Okay. And that's going to be the church service. You're not coming up in there to get, we're coming out here to have like a big old cookout, honey. Come to the barbecue, honey. Okay. I'm bringing the salad and the macaroni and cheese, child. They're going to have hot dogs and hamburgers. Somebody's bringing chicken, of course. They're talking about doing baked beans, but y'all listen. I was gonna try to do that too, because they're like, "Oh, it'd be nice to have some baked beans," but everybody claim they want baked beans, but don't nobody eat the damn things. You make a big old pan, and then not even half the pan is gone, and that's what pisses me off. But I do just sit up here trying to feed all you greedy asses, and then y'all don't want to eat. You know, and things, and then you got to cart all that shit back home. And you got these damn aluminum pans and things, they folded and things. You got to drive carefully so it don't spill it all in your car. Anywho, yeah. So come on out, and yeah, we're gonna have music and carrying on. We're gonna have a couple of games. Like I said, I'm gonna take I'm gonna take some of the cards, honey. We're gonna do some of the relationship cards and things. Um, I'm gonna do relationships. I'm not gonna take date night, honey, because some of the date night cards could be a little bit that way, and I don't want to. I'm trying to keep the children holy a little bit, child, right? Because we're gonna be on the church grounds, and I don't want, no, I'm gonna be myself, but I'm just trying not to get the shit, all that and carrying on, honey. But listen, that there is that. So in any event, honey, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for your love and support. And thank you for loving us the way that you do, honey. If you like us, love us, and want more of us, honey, like, subscribe, to share on whatever platform that you see us on. Hello again to all of the children over there at LinkedIn watching us for the first time. Okay, live and in living color. Okay. Thank you for coming on up in here and doing your thing, honey. But if you hate us, okay, and don't want to hear nothing about us no more, honey. You want a neck roll, or you want to talk about us and carry on the way that you think you're going to do. I tell you what, you tell all of your enemies, your motherfucking enemies, to like, subscribe, and to share. Okay? Because one of the things I need for you to understand is that everything that we're doing over here, we're Three the Hard Way, the Syndicate, honey. We have Dish Your Tea with Big Meech. We got Atlanta Hot Radio. We got Let's Talk About Nikki, and all our other derivatives of what we got going on up under Passionate Writers Car Club, Passionate Writers Outreach Ministries, everything that we're doing, honey, all that we are doing, honey, in any way, shape, style, form, or fashion, everything will move forward. So until that time, again, my darlings, thank you once again, honey, and I'm going to let you guys go. And so until the next time, honey, you know what it is, honey. And scene.